Hey everyone, it is August 3rd, 2021, and this is GatorBites. So, fall is quickly approaching, which means we're going to be sending our kids back to school. Yes, many of our kids are going to be going back to school. You got elementary age, middle school age, high school age, all getting ready, preparing themselves. I'm sure super excited about the summer being over so that they can go back to school and start learning and, becoming these responsible, learned young people that they've always wanted to be. And then we also have the university students all coming back here to Gainesville to attend the University of Florida and Santa Fe. And so we're very excited about that. And so we're gearing up. We're ready. We're ready to go. We're ready to see Campus View really bring in new people, new faces, give us an opportunity to really reach out to people, open up the Word with them, teach them about God. And so it's just an exciting time. Now, also know that it can be a nerve-wracking time. There's so many things going on in our world right now, and so many things that are coming at us. And we're not on the other side of this COVID thing yet. I mean, there's still different things that keep popping their heads up regarding COVID-19, whether it be the Alpha variant or the Delta variant, and I'm sure there'll be other variants as we move forward. And what do we do with that? How do we think about that? How do we deal with that as a church? How do we deal with that individually? And so these are all questions and all things that we have to consider and think about, not only individually, but also as a church, and we're trying to do that. There are other things that we need to consider. So it's just, how are we doing spiritually? How are we doing when it comes to our own personal walk with God? And as we move into the fall season, hopefully and prayerfully, many of us are making decisions to make sure that we are tight with God. This last Sunday, my message was on the anxious Christian. And I was just, one of the things I was trying to communicate to all of us is to remember that God is in control. That over and above everything in this world, we should trust God. We should trust God, that God has our very best interest at heart, that God is looking out for us, that God is faithful when it comes to us and all the things that we go through. And we are going to go through some things. Good or bad, positive or negative, we are going to face good news and bad news. We're going to face things. And so what we have to decide is whether or not we are going to be faithful in the Lord, faithful in each of the decisions, in each of the circumstances, in each of the situations that we find ourselves in or confronted with, and really understand and know that, look, we have God. And the very best thing that we can do, the most important thing that we can do, is cling to Him. But not only cling to Him, but encourage one another. Be there for each other. And we think a lot about, we think differently about a lot of different things. You and I think differently. You and she think differently. You and he think differently. We think differently on a lot of different things. But one thing we should never think differently on, and that is that Jesus is Lord of our lives, that the Bible is the standard, and that we have been given the charge to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and then teaching them to obey everything that God has commanded us. That is the crux of it. That is the centerpiece, and we have to remember that. And so whether you are going through something very difficult in your life right now, or whether you're faced with a health issue or a family issue or a financial issue, don't forget God is with you. And now with that being said, this next Sunday at 10 a.m., we're going to be meeting right back here at Campus View Church for our 10 a.m. worship service. I'll be jumping back into the book of Philippians, which I'm very excited about. And then also this Wednesday at 7 p.m., we will have our Wednesday night lights midweek service, and we are winding down our book club series. We're getting really close to getting on the other side of that and closing that out. But this Wednesday, 7 p.m., Wednesday night lights. We're also very excited about sending Dom and Emily Camarino off to Columbia, South Carolina this last Sunday at our service. We had a send-off time for them and prayed over them and really encouraged them and gave them the charge to go to Columbia, South Carolina, to lead that campus ministry there powerfully, to have a great impact in not only the community, not only the church there, but on those campuses there in Columbia, South Carolina. We believe they're going to do a great job. Dom and Em, we are going to miss you. We love you. Go do your thing. We're so proud of you guys. Also, a week ago, we collected all of the 2021 Teacher Appreciation School supplies, and we collected over 150 bags, and then we took all those bags and we put all the different supplies together in different bags so that we could take them to schools, and we came up with 116 bags that we're going to be taking to some of our most needy schools here in Alachua County to really encourage the teachers and encourage those schools with school supply help. And this is something that we've done now. This is the second year in a row, and I'm very excited about it. Now, we've also collected school supplies in the past in different ways, and it's always been encouraged. It's always been a success, but I love how we've done it over the last 2 years to really have our community help us and fill bags with a lot of school supplies so that we can encourage the teachers. So we are going to be getting those supplies out to the schools before school starts. Please continue to pray for that. And just want to thank again all of the volunteers, all of you who showed up to help put the bags out in the neighborhoods and then collect those bags a week later. Thank you for all of your volunteer support. So many of you might be wondering, what are we doing right now? The CDC is issuing different thoughts and ideas about masking and about meeting in public and things like that with this new Delta variant. Just want to encourage you and reassure you that the leadership group of Campus View, we are talking about this and we are going to be discussing this. And right now, we're not sure what our policy is going to be on this. But we will come up with a policy, we will come up with something. But one of the things we really want to encourage you to do right now is you need to decide for yourself. You need to decide, the risk factor for you, whether it be coming to church or wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. I know that we had already told folks that if you've been vaccinated, you could take the mask off, and we haven't addressed the other side of that so much. If you haven't been vaccinated, do you keep the mask on? Do you keep it off? I think for many of us, we just have to make decisions. But we will at some point possibly have a policy. There might be something else that we implement. We hope that you'll be supportive of it, whether you agree with it or not because we're trying to be divisive and not because we're trying to take one political side of this or to another. We just want to be wise and we want to be safe, and we want you guys to be safe. And so we don't know where we're going to land on this, but stay tuned. And in the meantime, hey, you have to decide the risk that you are willing to take when you come to church, and whether you wear a mask or don't wear a mask. All right? I think that's pretty much all I have for today. I love you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I guess I will hopefully, God willing, see you next week on GatorBites.